grab your mat and let's get moving. So we've got your mat on the ground, on the floor. We're going to hold underneath our knee creases and sit really tall. Position your sit bones on the mat and just relax your shoulders and look straight forward. Relaxing down on the exhale. Breathe. Exhale. Roll around your back. Inhale. Just pull on your thighs a little bit to get yourself upright. Lengthen your spine. And then exhale, round the back, dropping the shoulders down. Feel the abs drawing in and kind of making some moves in there. You're feeling something going on. And let's do that again. So just you're rounding your back, rolling back toward the mat, and then coming forward, right? So just kind of checking in with your body, checking in here. See how far you can go back without your feet lifting off the mat, without your back taking over. So no real back achiness, shouldn't be any tension in the back. You should feel it all right here in the stomach as your stomach draws in, your shoulders roll back and down, and you come forward. Okay? Now, round your spine and see if we can let go and roll back and come up. And then draw the stomach in, moving the belly button away from your shirt, and come up, right? Breathing in, exhale, roll back. Inhale, come up. Let's do that one more time with arms reaching out, drop the shoulders, see how far you can go back, and maybe we can come all the way down to the mat. Hold on to your thighs if that's challenging. Now, lengthen your spine on the mat, open your collarbones with your feet planted firmly on the mat, your neck long, your shoulders open. Draw the navel in, connect your back toward the mat, like you're pressing your back in there, and then arch the back away. Press the back into the mat, and then arch it away, right? So you're feeling the low back connecting to the mat with no space there, and then arching. Now you want to come in between those 2 points where your rib cage softens, your tailbone lengthens, and you have a little bit of space right here at the low part of your back. Okay? That's called neutral pelvis. The arms reaching long, we're going to keep that neutral pelvis and that kind of pulling in of our abs, that bracing position, if you will. And we're going to lift one knee to tabletop and then back down with control. So you want to feel like your abs are really doing the activation, not necessarily your legs. So if you place your fingertips on your hip bones, you'll be able to gauge that. And if your hip bones are moving, it means you're probably lifting from the leg and not deepening your core connection. And what I mean by deepening your core connection, it means bracing, feeling the abs draw in to lift the leg up. Let's do that one more time on each side. A leg lift and down. Checking in with your back, making sure it doesn't arch or flatten. It just stays the same. And then rest. Now, with your arms up to the ceiling, let's take a deep breath in. Exhale, nod the chin to the chest, engage the ribs by rocking your ribs back toward the mat and reaching your arms, and then rolling back down. Exhale, pull the ribs down into the mat, rock them toward your hip bones, nice long neck, a little space here, and then roll back down. Exhale, curl up, and roll back down. And when you're curling up, you're coming up in such a way that your collarbones remain nice and broad without letting your shoulders hunch or curl, right? So we're broad here. and roll back down. Now, if your neck is starting to feel cranky, you can put one hand behind your head to support it and just roll up one more time. Now, we're going to roll all the way back down. We're going to bring our arms by our sides. Good. Now, keeping your head down, you're going to bring one knee to tabletop and the other knee up, and we're going to hold the knees up. We're going to reach the arms long, and we're going to pump the arms while we keep the legs pressing together. And we're going to pump for 5 counts on an inhale and 5 counts on an exhale. So we go inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, bracing the core, 4, 5, out, 2, 3, 4, 5, inhale, and exhale. Inhale, exhale. In more. And exhale for 3, 2, 1. Hold, arms reaching long, lower one foot to the floor and the other foot to the floor. Great. Now lengthen the one leg out and draw one knee into your chest. And then just lengthen that leg up and bend the leg. Now, if this leg is a little tight on this side, you could easily bend your knee. That's fine. And if this leg isn't going as straight as you want it to, just honor what you're being given right now, right? So sometimes we can be very tight in our hamstrings. So if the knees are slightly bent, do that. That's okay. Now, hold that leg up straight. Bring your arms by your sides, and if you can straighten this leg all the way and reach through your heel, all the better, or keeping it bent with the heel down. We take this leg across the body, and we make a circle on the ceiling. Right, so you brace the core, come across, around, and up. Brace the core across, around, and up. And just a relaxed foot here. Around and up, and across, around, and up. We do that 5 times, and then we go the other direction. Out, around, and up. And all the while, you're focused on stabilizing your core. Out, around, and up, and out, around, up, hold. Let's bend that knee, send the leg out, draw the other knee into your chest, extend it up to the ceiling, and just bend and extend. Bend and extend, just stretching in the back of your leg. Good. And now hold that leg there. Knees can be bent. Arms by your sides. We go across, around, and up. So a circle over the body and then around and up. It's almost like you're making a capital letter D. It's not a perfectly straight or circular circle. Good. We do 5 of those, and then we're going to reverse. So we go out, around, and up. Out, around, and up. Out, around, and up. Good. Last 2. Last 1. And up. Good. Give that knee a good hug into your chest. All right? Now we're going to roll over to one side. So just roll over to one side. Okay? And then come up to sitting. Okay. So we're sitting back in that same position that we were in. And we're going to hold behind the knees with our elbows wide. And we're going to round the spine, and we're going to lift that right foot off the floor and left foot off the floor. And what I want you to do is rock yourself off balance before you totally fall backwards. And just feel how the abdominals kick into action to keep you from falling backwards. So we're just really rocking on our tailbone, back and up. Right? Just the beginnings of rolling like a ball. Yeah. I feel that. And back and up. Feeling how you might start to fall all the way back, but you're going to be able to come back up. And if you accidentally fall backwards, that's okay too. Because, we're all learning how to keep our core active and supportive for ourselves. Okay. Place both feet on the mat. Put your hands by your hips and just roll back down into your back. Okay. Now with your head down, or you can have your head up. I'll show you both versions. We're going to bring the knees to tabletop one at a time, bracing our core. And we're going to curl up with the head, neck, and shoulders and take a hold of one knee and pull it into our chest. So we're holding onto that knee and curling ourselves up. Now, if this bothers your neck, we can set the head down and still do it the same way. Or you could put a pillow under your neck. So let's continue with this as we just switch the legs. We're kind of aiming for a high 45-degree angle. The lower you reach your legs, the more core required. And switch with precision and control. So very, very precisely. Exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Make sure you're always breathing. 3, 2, 1. And bring both knees in, lower your head, neck, and shoulders down, and just turn your head side to side, especially if there's any neck tension. Okay. Second exercise, double leg stretch. We touch lightly to the outsides of the ankles. We brace the core, curl up. We're going to reach the arms and legs away from our center. Circle the arms around, hug the knees back in. Inhale, reach the arms and legs away, circle around, hug back in. 2 more times. Reach, back in. 1 more time. Reach, come around in. And lower your head, neck, and shoulders back down onto the mat. Both legs go straight up to the ceiling. You flex the feet. We're going to take a hold as high as we can up near the ankle, maybe at your middle of your calf. Curl the head, neck, and shoulders up, and we're going to pull, pull, switch, pull, pull. And you give that leg a double pull towards your chest, trying not to bob the head. And again, if your neck is sensitive, lower your head down and do this without the head lifted, right? Pull, 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 bracing the core, pull, 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 pull. 1 more time each side. Pull, pull, and pull, pull. Bring the knees in, lower the head down, turn it side to side if you need to. Good. All right. Put the feet down, roll over to one side, press yourself up to sitting for spine stretch forward. So a lot of times people's hamstrings are very tight. We can get very tight back here. So if you need to bend your knees and sit up like this is absolutely fine. If you're not tight in your hamstrings, you can lengthen the legs straight out. So the legs will be about hip width apart, not super wide. And we reach the arms forward. And we just drop the nose down between our arms, and we reach the rib cage back and actively draw the abs back as we reach the arms. Inhale, sit up nice and tall. Exhale, all the air out. Reach the arms, pull back through the ribs. And inhale, sit up nice and tall. And exhale, breathe in, or exhale. Inhale, sit up nice and tall. And exhale, draw the stomach and the rib cage back as the head lands right between the arms. And inhale up nice and tall. Good. Now open the feet a little wider, open your arms out to the sides, and we're going to twist in one direction, and we're going to reach toward the pinky toe of that opposite foot, and then we'll come up and back to center. We'll twist to the other side, and we'll reach. We'll come up and back to center. Twist, lengthen right over that leg, up, center, and twist, and reach, and up, and center. So you're lengthening the arms away from each other. Wonderful stretch called the saw. Twist, reach, my feet are flexed, up, and center, arms down. Good. Let's bring the legs around to the back. Sometimes being on the stomach is not available or comfortable for everyone. So let's get a little extension by just doing a little cat-cow work. So we're going to round the spine up. And then we're going to get a little extension by drawing the shoulders down away from the ears, lift the tailbone up and look out in front of you. Exhale, round the spine up like an angry cat. And then arch, a little extension. Careful not to lift the chin too high to get that feeling of achiness in the neck. And send the low back down, arch. And one more time, exhale, round the spine. Inhale to arch. Now find neutral, straight back, core lifted. Slide the left leg away from your body and the right arm forward. Come back in. And extend the right leg back and the left arm forward. And come in. Now, as I'm doing this, I'm keeping my shoulders away from my ears. My leg that's reaching back, I feel a glute connection there. I feel a glute. I feel a core connection lifting up away from my mat and a lot of space in my spine. And we're trying to do the switch of the arm and leg without moving our hips or seeing any rocking and rolling from side to side throughout the hips. Trying to be as stable and precise as we can. One more, with the left arm reaching in the right leg. And then come right back down. Send your hands a little further out in front of you and just sit back in a little bit of a rest pose here. And we'll come up and onto our side. So on your side, prop yourself up on your forearm and point your toes to the forward edge of your mat. So your back is lined up with the back edge of your mat, your toes to the forward corner of the mat. Lifting up through the waist, putting your hand on your hip or right here on the mat for support. Sometimes this is nicer, but drop that shoulder back, right? So flex the feet, lift this leg up, hip height, and then bring the leg forward, feeling your hip drop back a little bit so they stay stacked. You don't want to be rocking and rolling forward and back. You want to feel your hips stacked and your core really working. So I'm drawing in through my stomach as my leg comes forward. I keep my stomach drawing in and I feel the activation of my glute when my leg is reaching back. Forward and back. And this bottom foot, the pinky toe, is kind of really connecting to the mat. The supportive parts of the body that keep you from wobbling. That pinky toe of my extended bottom leg, my hands, my shoulder, lifting up through my waist. Everything in Pilates is done with precision and control. Never flinging things around. Good. Now we'll bring that leg right over the bottom leg. Let's go into some circles forward. And visualize your circle coming from your hip. Right here is where I'm making my circle. 2 more. 1 more. Pause, reverse for 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Good. Now rest the leg down and we're just going to go up and down. Up with the leg and down. Reach the leg long and down. Up, down. 4 more. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now, take this top leg, and if you can, just cross it in front. If that doesn't work, it can go behind. Either one is fine. I just prefer to have my leg in front and I grab the ankle. Now you're going to reach out through that bottom leg and you're going to lift that leg up and down, up and down, up, down, engaging your inner thigh on that bottom leg. 4 more. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Now, we're just coming over to the other side, so we'll just bring the legs around. Line yourself up. Come on to the other side. Toes to the forward edge. Prop up on your forearm, shoulder right over your elbow. Okay, hand here for support. Hips stacked. We lift, hold. We bring the leg forward and reach it back. And forward and reach it back. Good. Being very much in control, finding your points of stability, the pinky toe down there, a hand, neck is long, forward and back. You should be feeling this in your hip area. This is a great hip strengthener. And forward. Sometimes I lose count of how many I've done, so bear with me on that. And back. And forward and back. Now bring it right over the bottom leg and we go in little circles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and reverse. 5, 4. Visualize a circle out there, right? You're tracing the circle. 1 more. Pause and lower the leg down. Brief rest. Now reach out through that leg and lift it up and down, up, down, up, down. Sometimes the slower you do these exercises, you're like, wow, this is really something. 3, 2, and 1. Okay, taking the top leg over the bottom leg or behind it, reach out through the bottom leg, lift up and down. Inner thigh work. Up, down, up, down, up. Don't worry about how high you get it. Just worry about if you're feeling it in your inner thigh. It'll happen. It'll get better. 2. I hope I did 8 there. 8 is good. All right, and down. Good. Now, come over onto your back from here. It's a great idea to stretch the hip after you've done that. So come down nice and gently. Whichever leg you worked first, you want to cross that ankle over your thigh, your opposite thigh, and just pull that thigh to your chest here. And feel a nice stretch in the hip area, right around in here. Oh, feels good. Okay, and then let's switch the ankle cross. You could have your foot on the floor too. If you're feeling the stretch actively without even lifting this leg, that's fine. Otherwise, you could pull that bottom leg in towards your chest and get a very good stretch. Yes, we lower the leg down. We reach our arms up and we reach all the way back behind us. Get a full body stretch opening through the chest, lengthen the legs. Breathing in, breathing out, let everything relax down into place. And bending the knees, we'll roll over to one side again and press ourselves up to sitting. Okay. Now, what I like to do at the end of my workouts is to give myself a little core challenge. I like to hold a little forearm plank. So if you want to join me on that, let's do that. So come up onto all fours. Sometimes a forearm plank is nice if you have wrist sensitivity. So make sure your elbows are directly underneath your shoulders. Bring the right foot back or one foot back on the ball of the foot. Lift up through your stomach and bring the other foot back and hold there. Try to hold for 10 seconds and maybe a little bit longer. Make sure the back of your neck is long, shoulders are down, and I'd rather see you in a little bit of a banana shape like this rather than a saggy back shape, right? So be sure you're lifted up, tailbone tucked under, and holding that. And then you can drop one knee down, the other knee down, and go right into a rest pose again. Super. And we're coming up. And to come up to standing, send one leg back, right? Send the other leg back and then walk the feet in. Okay, hopefully that's available to you. You want to have your hands on the floor, your heels down, and then you can just roll up to standing from there. And I know I've probably gone out of the picture, but I hope this is something that you feel like you can do. You can do this a couple times a week, actually, and get stronger. It's a great foundation for building on your Pilates mat practice.